Good evening, my name is Nathan Servi, I'm a Florentinian Jew, and I've been in London for the last 12 years, including at your house a few years back. My line of work is anti-Semitism education. And something that you mentioned today is really quite dear to me. Jews in the diaspora battle against the virus of anti-Semitism, as you call it, and do this day in and day out. And some Jewish communal leaders have recently said one of the following statements. They said, if Israel abandoned a two-state solution for a one-state solution, it could either be Jewish or democratic, but it couldn't be both. Now, without agreeing or disagreeing with this statement, we have a full generation of young people who have not seen a prospect of peace or haven't felt a prospect of peace. And there's also in diaspora Jewry a great feeling that Israel doesn't want the fourth son at the Seder table, and sometimes doesn't want to listen to the fourth son in their opinions about Israeli policies or their feelings about Israel outside in the diaspora. And so my question is, as diaspora Jews, what should we do in order to rekindle our relationship with Israel? What should we do? Should we do anything to perhaps impact that bond? And what's our role in continuing to promote a strong Jewish state?
Let us be very clear about the state of Israel. From the very beginning, from the beginning of the Zionist, serious stages of the Zionist movement, Jews longed for a peaceful coexistence with neighboring states. Prince Saud, who was the leading Arab politician at the time of the Balfour Declaration, whose 100th anniversary we observed last year, spoke about how they would welcome Jews back to their home and how they would benefit the entire region. That was almost the last positive statement about Israel made by any Arab leader whatsoever. David Ben-Gurion called for peace the day he declared the state on the 5th of Iyar, 1948, 70 years ago. Golda Meir and the Israeli government made a major effort of peace immediately after the Six-Day War. And the Arab Summit, as you know, unanimously on the 1st of September 1967 said the famous three no's. No to peace, no to negotiation, no to recognition. Israel had its plan for peace rebuffed time and time again. There were efforts, whether it was the unilateral withdrawal from Lebanon in 2000 or from Gaza in 2004, whether it was Ehud Barak's extraordinary offer in the last days of the Clinton administration. And I had the opportunity of asking Bill Clinton himself one-on-one what actually happened. And he said to me, Ehud Barak offered Yasser Arafat more than I thought he would and more than I thought he should. And yet, there was no move to peace. And there's been no move to peace since. And Hamas and Hezbollah, both of them funded by Iran, are dedicated not to peace with the state of Israel, not to war with the state of Israel, but the destruction of the state of Israel. Just this week, the leader of Hamas said, we are returning to the whole of Palestine. I once did a radio broadcast with the man, many, many years ago. The man is no longer alive. With the man who was known to be the most moderate Muslim in Britain. And this was in a BBC radio program, which they doubtless have in their archives. And I said, could you acknowledge the legitimacy of the state of Israel within any boundaries whatsoever? And his reply was no. Now, this was not in private, it was on the BBC, and within any boundaries whatsoever, and this was the most moderate Muslim in Britain. So Israel, for 70 years, has faced a blank refusal from its immediate neighbors to peace under any terms whatsoever, with two massive exceptions, with Egypt in 1975 and with Jordan in 1994. Look at those countries. They're not perfect, but I would much rather live in Egypt or Jordan than in Syria, let us say, or in Iraq or Afghanistan or Somalia or Libya or Yemen or anywhere else. Israel is living in a very, very rough neighborhood. You do that for 70 years, you begin to lose hope of peace. And that's what this recording is, that we're losing hope. Provide genuine hope. And a vast majority of Israelis would vote for a two-state solution overnight. Don't ever doubt that. But where is the hope? Now we know we've had a major statement by Prince, what is his name, BMS? Yeah. The Prince of Saudi Arabia, who has, pardon? Yeah. MBS, okay. He's made an important statement, and we recognize that, we acknowledge it. We have to translate it, parse it, evaluate it, test it with a few chemical reactions. And this is interesting and important and echoes previous Saudi Arabian statements, two others in the last 70 years. So Saudi Arabia is recognizing that in one sense Israel is an important ally in what they see as a major unfolding war between Sunni and Shia Islam in the Middle East. So don't think any Israeli gives up on peace. But after 70 years of trying, a nation gets a little tired. But no Jew will ever give up on peace, because we never stop praying for it, because it is the very heart of our faith. I mean, we're on Pesach, right? So you forgive me for talking about Hanukkah, but I want you to listen to these words, because to me they sum up the essence of Judaism. The question is, if you only have a little oil or one candle on Friday afternoon, what do you light it on if it's Shabbos Hanukkah? Do you light it as a Hanukkah light, or do you light it as a Shabbos light? Shabbos light you can do any other day of the year. Hanukkah light you can't. Shabbos is Shabbos. Hanukkah is the greatest military victory that Israel ever had until modern times. Answer, you light it as a Shabbos light. Why? Because Ner Shabbat Mishum Shalom Bayit V'Gadol HaShalom She'lo Nitna Torah Ela Ha'asot Shalom Ba'olam. The words of Maimonides in the Mishnah Torah. Greatest Shabbos, because Shabbos represents peace in the home, and greatest peace for the Torah was only given to make peace in the world. Now, go figure. A little bit of peace, a fragment of peace, peace between husband and wife, parent and child, is more important in Judaism than remembering the greatest military victory in 2,000 years. That is a religion that will never, ever give up on peace. Let us never, ever give up on Israel, and Israel will never give up on peace.